2026, early in the morning, deep within the heavily fortified subterranean air defense headquarters in Tehran, Iran, the senior Iranian military command is celebrating what it believes to be an ultimate strategic triumph over the United States armed forces. For the past 2 years, Iran has been covertly importing, modifying, and mass-producing highly advanced Russian surface-to-air missile technology. They have built the most dense, mathematically impenetrable anti-access area denial network in modern military history. Spread perfectly across the rugged Iranian borders are over 500 S-400 Triumph and highly upgraded Bavar-373 air defense batteries. This overlapping web of massive phased array radars and supersonic interceptor missiles creates an absolute wall of death in the sky. The Iranian generals proudly broadcast on state television that their airspace is officially closed. They dare the United States to send its multi-billion-dollar F-35 stealth fighters, or B-2 bombers. The math, they claim, is completely on the Iranian side. Even the most advanced American stealth bomber could eventually be painted by 500 overlapping radar frequencies. If the United States Air Force attempts a traditional strike, they will lose dozens of highly advanced aircraft and pilots in a matter of minutes. The Iranian commanders believe they are completely untouchable. But the strategic planners inside the Pentagon do not play by traditional rules. If the enemy builds a 500 battery radar wall designed to hunt sleek, high-tech stealth fighters, the United States will simply not send stealth fighters. Instead, the United States Air Force decides to humiliate the Iranian air defense grid using a slow, loud, incredibly ugly cargo plane, originally designed in the 1950s. This is the story of the night. The Iranian military laughed at a slow-moving American delivery plane right up until it dropped a classified swarm of stealth missiles and completely erased their multi-billion-dollar air defense network in 60 seconds. To understand the absolute shock and awe of this historic military deception, we must look at the aircraft currently taking off from a friendly airbase hundreds of miles away on the Arabian Peninsula. The Lockheed C-130 Hercules is the absolute workhorse of the United States military. With its 4 massive turboprop engines and bulky, unstealthy fuselage, it is designed to drop food, supplies, and paratroopers into combat zones. It has a massive radar cross-section. It lights up on enemy radar screens like a glowing billboard. The Iranian radar operators monitoring the border easily detect the slow-moving Hercules approaching from the south. The American cargo plane is flying at a lazy 250 miles per hour. Inside the Iranian command bunker, the officers literally begin to laugh. They assume the American military has made a catastrophic navigational error, accidentally sending a slow, unarmed supply plane toward the most heavily defended airspace on Earth. They do not even bother to fire their multi-million-dollar S-400 interceptors. They decide to let the cargo plane get a little closer, intending to shoot it down as a humiliating public relations victory. They have absolutely no idea that they are looking at the Pentagon's most terrifying new weapons system, a highly classified initiative known as Project Rapid Dragon. Project Rapid Dragon utilizes specialized wooden pallets to drop the highly advanced joint air-to-surface standoff missile extended range cruise missile out of the back of a cargo plane. The American C-130 Hercules reaches its designated drop zone near the Iranian border. The massive rear cargo ramp of the aircraft slowly lowers into the freezing night air. But there are no paratroopers standing on the edge of the ramp. There are no crates of food or medical supplies. Sitting on the rollers of the cargo bay are 4 massive heavy steel and wood deployment boxes known as palletized munition systems. Strapped inside these 4 pallets is a completely terrifying payload, 40 AGM-158 Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile Extended Range Stealth Cruise Missiles. The American loadmaster pushes a single button on his console. The 4 massive palletized munition systems roll off the back of the cargo ramp and fall into the pitch-black sky. Immediately, standard military cargo parachutes deploy from the top of the pallets, drastically slowing their descent. Down in the Iranian radar bunkers, the operators look at their screens and laugh even harder. The radar clearly shows the American cargo plane turning around and flying away, having just dropped multiple slow-moving objects attached to parachutes. The Iranian commanders joke that the Americans are trying to airdrop humanitarian aid into the desert by mistake. They are fatally, catastrophically wrong. The American cargo plane was a Trojan horse. As the massive pallets slowly drift down toward the their parachutes, the true terror of Project Rapid Dragon activates. The deployment boxes suddenly tilt perfectly vertical. The bottom panels of the pallets violently blow away. In mid-air, suspended by nothing but parachutes, the 40 Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile Extended Range Cruise Missiles are simultaneously released from their holding cells. The moment they drop from the pallets, their aerodynamic stealth wings snap open. Their internal turbofan rocket engines violently ignite. What looked like a harmless supply drop suddenly transforms into an apocalyptic swarm of 40 highly advanced, low-observable stealth cruise missiles. The laughter inside the Iranian command bunker instantly stops. The mood turns to absolute, blinding panic. Because the missiles are covered in state-of-the-art radar-absorbing materials, and because they are flying just 50 feet above the desert floor, they completely vanish from the Iranian S-400 radar screens. The massive air defense wall has been entirely bypassed from the inside. The 40 American stealth missiles streak across the desert at nearly the speed of sound. They are completely autonomous, guided by highly encrypted GPS and advanced infrared terrain mapping cameras. They do not need human operators. They are a robotic swarm of death. Inside the Iranian missile batteries, the sirens begin to scream. The operators desperately try to manually track the incoming threats, but they cannot see ghosts. The stealth missiles are entirely invisible until they are mere seconds away from impact. The massacre begins with absolute surgical brutality. The missiles carry massive 1,000-pound armor-piercing explosive warheads. The American targeting computers did not aim at the missile tubes themselves. They specifically targeted the massive, highly sensitive phased array radar dishes of the S-400 and Bavar-373 batteries. Without their radars, the anti-aircraft missiles are completely blind and utterly useless. The first stealth missile slams directly into the primary command radar of the northern battery. The 1,000-pound warhead detonates with earth-shattering kinetic force. The multi-million-dollar Russian radar array is instantly vaporized into pulverized glass and twisted steel. Fractions of a second later, the other 39 missiles find their marks. The desert erupts in a massive, mathematically perfect sequence of hyper-saturated, bright orange and yellow fireballs. The shockwaves from the heavy warheads ripple across the sand. The destruction triggers a catastrophic chain reaction. As the radar trucks explode, the immense heat and shrapnel violently ignite the solid rocket fuel inside the hundreds of Iranian interceptor missiles sitting in their launch tubes nearby. the 500 battery network begins to violently consume itself. Massive secondary explosions tear through the desert night. The Iranian surface-to-air missiles, which were supposed to shoot down American stealth bombers, violently cook off on the ground, destroying their own concrete launch pads. The Iranian troops operating the batteries are thrown into complete chaos. They abandon their command trucks and flee into the dark desert, completely helpless against the invisible storm raining down upon them. In exactly 60 seconds of sustained, overwhelming explosive combat, the entire tactical map is completely rewritten. The majestic, impenetrable 500 battery air defense wall, a network that took the Iranian regime years and billions of dollars to build, is permanently erased. The desert is littered for miles with burning missile tubes, shattered radar arrays, and smoking truck chassis. The airspace over the country is suddenly wide open. The door has been violently kicked off its hinges. The American C-130 cargo plane, the slow, ugly workhorse that the Iranian commanders had laughed at just minutes prior, lands safely back at its base on the Arabian Peninsula. The crew did not fire a single bullet, yet they successfully dismantled the most dangerous air defense grid in the Middle East. Project Rapid Dragon proved a completely terrifying fundamental truth of modern warfare to the rest of the world. You do not need a $2 billion stealth bomber to strike deep behind enemy lines. By converting standard, unassuming cargo planes into massive flying missile silos, the United States Air Force can turn any delivery plane on Earth into an apocalyptic weapon of mass destruction. For those who guessed that the acronym JASSM stands for Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile, you are absolutely correct. The extended range designation stands for extended range, allowing these incredible stealth weapons to fly for hundreds of miles right under the enemy's radar horizon before delivering their 1,000-pound warheads. What you have just witnessed is a highly classified tactical war game simulation based on the verified capabilities of the United States Air Force Rapid Dragon palletized munition system, Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff, Missile Extended Range Cruise Missile Ballistics, and modern anti-access area denial threat assessments. This is an educational analysis of next-generation military technology and strategic deception tactics. What is your tactical assessment of Project Rapid Dragon? Do you believe turning cargo planes into massive missile bombers is the greatest military deception of the 21st century? Let me know your deep, tactical thoughts and military analysis in the comments below.